dogs, I want to show you real quick how you could get this to be straw color around the bunker. I'm assuming you're working with custom layers library. If you are, you go over to your layers library. I've got a bunker mesh here and a rough deep around it. I would just clone your rough deep, so you click the drop down, clone it. Sometimes the button does not work, but anyway, you clone it. I'm going to just rename it rough straw. And yours may say on these numbers down here, on these meters per point, it may say 4 1.52 or 2 1.54, something like that. I've changed it to 4 1.54. I know Mike recommends not changing things. The only thing is if there's not enough points here, it'll be sort of jagged around the edge, so that's what's working for me. Then what I do is I change this mesh light rough. So go ahead and click on Mesh Light Rough. It'll highlight in your project panel. If you right click on it and choose Show in Explorer, and then come down to that Mesh Light Rough, right click on it again and choose Open With, and then open it into any of image editing programs. And then this is basically my workflow here for any texture editing I do. It's sort of non-destructive, and we'll resave it as a different name here so that you don't end up messing up the original textures. So the first thing I'm going to do is desaturate it, just take all the color out of it. So I click this yin-yang sort of symbol down at the bottom and choose Hue Saturation, and then come up on the saturation, drag it all the way to the left. That takes all the color out of the image. Then I'm going to drop a solid color over top of it, and I've just picked any sort of light brown, tan, whatever you want to pick there, and drop that over top of it. And then we're going to change this to overlay. So now you can see it's kind of dark, and so the one thing we can do is we can lighten it, and we're going to do that with levels. And so I'm going to come back here and drop in, click the yin yang again there, pick levels, and then we're going to bring this slider to the left here, the middle slider, drag that to the left, and you're going to see that's going to lighten it up. This adjusts the contrast really on it, and so I want to kind of keep the contrast down, and then I'm going to grab the white slider and move it a little bit. If it's too bright, we can always come back and edit it, but we're going to leave it here. Usually I kind of have them a little bright, and then we can use the hue slider in the Unity to adjust it. So now we're going to save this as. So File, Save As, and let's name it Straw Light Rough. And then you're going to see if we save that and then close this down, or just minimize it actually, close that out, then we'll come back in here and it's going to automatically populate. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but then it's going to automatically show up inside of my Kiowa content layers library here, in Straw Light Rough is here. And so I'm just going to grab that and drag it right over top of the old one, or over top of the Mesh Light Rough, and this is Rough Straw here. We got to change this outer layer now to Rough Straw, and then we're going to regenerate that spline. Alright, so now it's there, but it's too dark, or probably darker than what you want, so we're just going to go change the main color to lighten it up a bit, and even maybe grab some of that yellow and see what happens. You know, so that's probably a little too much. Maybe get some of that yellow out of it. But you're really shooting for the value there, light, dark, and you can tweak it, but we've at least taken the main color out of it, and then you can kind of tweak to your desired effect. You can also obviously change the blend on it. If you want that blend to be bigger, smaller, change the width of your blend. That's going to be bigger, obviously, up to the 0.6. See what that does. So hopefully that will help get you in the right direction there.